Hello everyone, you are welcome back to my channel, Dada's Dialogue. If you know that you have not subscribed, what are you still waiting for? This is the only way you can support this channel, by liking, sharing and subscribing to this channel. So please do subscribe and may God bless you as you are doing so. In our today's video, we'll be talking about childcare in the UK. How easy it is. How can we make balance between childcare as well as our work? No doubt, most of foreign workers, foreign nurses and carers, it is a very difficult task to balance between our work as well as the childcare here in the UK. And the reason being that the work we are doing here is time consuming. Imagine working for a 12-hourly shift and having to balance between your family as well as the work. So when you work for 12 hours, not only 12 hours, but you work for 4 days within a week. Some even work more than that, depending on your capacity. So how can we make balance between this long hour shift as well as our children back home and our family? Well, the truth is that it is not going to be easy. It is not an easy task, most especially when we have young children, children under the age of 3. You know, children who are under the age of 3 here in the UK, they are not yet entitled to the public fund. And once they are not entitled to the public fund, this simply means that they cannot go to funded school. So until they become 3 years of age, before they can go to funded school. So once they are not in a school, how can you now make balance? How can we make sure that we balance things between taking care of them? The truth is that here in the UK, you cannot leave your children at home. Not even here in the UK. I think it is applicable everywhere in the world. As a good parent, why will you even leave your children at home and go for work? Underage children, children under the age of 2, 3, even 5 to 10 years. You cannot do that because they cannot cater for themselves on their own, and as a result of that, they need a guidance, someone who will tell them this is what to do, don't do this, don't do that. So how can we make a balance between these situations? It is not an easy task. Don't let me deceive you, but I can guarantee you that with proper arrangement, with proper orientation, things can be balanced. And if you are having, maybe you are a nurse, you are the wife or you are the husband. If you are the husband, it is very easy to make a balance because the wife, most especially, it is their responsibility to take care of the children. And most times, wives don't complain of taking care of the children because they know that it is their responsibility to do so. In fact, most wives are attached to the children than to their work. So if you, being the husband, is the nurse, it is not going to be something difficult for you. But what if the wife is the one who is working a long hour shift? I know it is not going to be easy as a husband. And in fact, that is the reason why many people, many husbands out there don't even want to support the mission of their wife coming to the UK. Some believe that once they get to the UK, they will become the maid, they will become the servant of their wife, and most of the house chores, they will be the one doing it, while the wife is the one working. And you know, as a responsible man, most especially as an African, we believe that it is the responsibility of we, the husband, to provide for everything the family need. But believe me, we are living in a wicked world. We live in a world whereby anything can change. And the world we are now, nobody cannot provide for anybody. The most important thing in family, I think, is proper communication. Once there is proper communication within the two of you, you'll be able to balance things up. If there is proper communication, you won't look down of yourself or look too much of yourself that you can't do this or you can't do that. But communicate things out. And in our own situation, I am the one that have to make the sacrifice. Yes, in my previous video, I've shared with you that I came as a dependent to my wife. My wife is the original tier 2 worker here. So she's the one having tied to a contract. So because of that, I have to make the sacrifice. And in most cases, I am the one staying at home doing the home chores. And what are the home chores that we are even talking about? Changing of my child's diapers, changing of her clothes, bathing for her. At times I even cook for my wife, because yes, it is my wife. She is not my maid. She is not my slave. The Bible even says that we are partners. I'm sorry if you are not a Christian, but nevertheless, the Holy Book let us know that we are partners. You and your wife, you are one. So there's nothing we can do. She is your better half. And as a result of that, I cannot say that she should become my slave. So at times, I do cook, prepare food, even sweep the house before she come back from work. So that by the time she come, it won't be too stressful for her to be cooking again, sweeping the house, doing house chores, do the dishes and all that. By the time she will go to work the following day, it might be exhausting. And you know what that means, doing the work the way she is not supposed to be doing it. And in the long run, it might even result to termination of contract. So we don't want to do that. Now in this situation, what I normally do is that I take care of the home chores. And in fact, when it comes to working, I've been looking for work, searching for job, but unfortunately, the opportunity that I'm getting, it is not giving me room to take care of my family, my children, for God's sake. So because of that, I have to decline such offer. Imagine calling me and they were telling me that I have to be working for Saturday and Sundays. And I know that some Saturdays and Sunday, my wife will go to work, and as a result of that, it may not be easy. Who will now stay with the children? Who will stay with the kid? I have to make the sacrifice. So I have to forfeit those jobs. And because of that, it is so annoying. Just waking up, sleeping at home, waking up, doing nothing at home. And as a result of that, I make up my mind that, okay, after which I've gotten so many offers, but the terms and conditions are not suitable for what will make me to be able to take care of my family. Then I have to go back to the care home where my wife is working. And at this moment, my wife is working with them, and they already know that she is working with them and we are having a kid. So at the end of the day, they know that we have to make a balance. And I have to give them my terms and conditions before I can work with them, so that they will know that I have some responsibility at home, because my wife is contracted with them. I'm not contracted. And as a result of that, they should be as flexible as possible for me, even though I cannot give them the whole terms and conditions and say this is what you must do. But they understand our condition, they understand our situation, and at the end of the day, they make the schedule to be balanced. So, in a nutshell, what are the things that you can do? The truth is that it is not going to be easy. But as a husband, you have to support your wife. You have to know that you are not being the slave at home. No, not at all. But it is being supportive, so that at the end of the day, everything will go well. And as the wife, I think it is most important not to be hiding everything for your husband. I know some wife out there, they might say once they make the money, the husband cannot spend from it. It is their money. So it is not supposed to be like that. This can make things to become horrible at home. It can make it difficult to balance between home chores as well as the work. Because if the husband is making such sacrifice by taking care of the children, then the wife also should know that she has to be open enough for the husband. And when it comes to the money, because they are working for it, the husband is working indirectly for the wife, and that is what makes them balance. So having said that, these are the things that I normally did in my own home, and I believe that if I can do it, why not can't you do it? Why can't you be successful in it? So everybody can do it, we can achieve it. So if you know that you cannot even sacrifice your work, you know that you just want to work as a husband, you don't like staying at home, you don't like doing home chores alone, then you can still make a balance. First of all, you and your wife, that's why I said the most important thing is proper communication. Sort it out between you and your wife. Is it going to work out? Can you be working for day while your wife is working at night? Can you be working at night while your wife is working at days? So personally, I don't support this because I've only done it few times. My wife has done it few times, but it doesn't work well. When by the time, if you have a troublesome child, though it might not work well. But if you know that your children, they are calm, they don't disturb you when you are back from work. If you say sit down, they will sit down, you can rest, then it might work for you. But if you know that your children are troublesome, it may not work, because at the end of the day, you might just not be able to rest during the day, because when they are disturbing you, you find it difficult to rest. Although for my own daughter, it is a little bit easier, but they are all disturbing. So there's no way you can manipulate that. In my own case now, at times if I go to the night work, if I give my daughter her phone, her tablet, she started playing music, video games, all those kid games on her phone, then before you know, she got stuck and attached to the phone, and as a result of that, she won't disturb you. But once she become bored operating the phone, then and problem will come. She will start disturbing you, and before you know, there's nothing you can do. You can no longer sleep at this period. So because of that, it may not be easy for someone to be working days while someone is working nights. Because of that, your children, they might be disturbing you during the day. So it might not be easy for someone that is doing night. But another option is, okay, when your wife is off, you can go to work. In our own case, after exploring the fact that it is not going to be easy for me to go at night, my wife go during the day, because I realized that whenever I come during the day, I was unable to sleep. So because of that, I have to reduce my work hour to 2 days, so that at the end of the day, my wife is working for 4 days, and it is logical because she is the one contracted. Her salary is way higher than my own. She is a nurse, I'm a carer. And as a result of that, it is logical for me to let her work for a longer period, so that at the end of the day, we'll have surplus to balance as our family income. So because of that, she is working for 4 days while I'm working for 2 days. And the reason why I choose 2 days, I can say, let me be working for 3 days, but I personally choose 2 days, so that the remaining one day I can stay with my family. We can wine and dine together. We can enjoy our moment. These are the most important thing in life. Otherwise, you just realize that you are working, she is working, and you people did not even have time to enjoy your labor. So at the end of the day, it become difficult. You just realize that the money you are earning, that you are saving it, or you are sending it back home to your people who don't even know what you are encountering, what situation that you are facing. So as a result of that, I said I can only work for 2 days. If I'm working for 2 days, you work for 4 days, so that the remaining one day we'll use it to wine together and dine and enjoy ourselves as a family. And another option is that maybe if you have a colleague, or maybe you have someone who can help you take care of the child while you are not around. Maybe that person is also having his or her own children, that when they are not around, they can easily bring them to you, so that someone can manage them. If you It is another option, you can also do that. However, I'm not supporting that, because remember, the person whom you are giving your children to, they have their own legacy. The way they are being brought up might be completely different from the way you are being brought up. And as a result of that, the way he or she is being brought up is the way is going to impact knowledge on his or her children. And as a result of that, it might not be suitable to you, because it might not be the way you want to bring up your children. And as a result of that, you might find it difficult to maintain a balance. But if you think that you can do it, no matter how, even if she is trying to bring your children up, or your child up in a way you don't like, if you know that you have a way of making balance, then so be it. You can just take your children or your child to such person, and when you are back, the person is on duty, the person now bring his or her own children to you, and vice versa. So before you know, everything will be balanced, and you have maximum time to enjoy yourself as a family with your husband, with your wife, and everything will be fine. So it is not going to be easy. And for going to school, you know that it is a sacrifice of a limited time. Most especially when your children has clocked the age of 3, they are entitled to funded education. And what this means is that they can easily go to school, and once they are in school, you can even upgrade your working hour. Perhaps when I even contacted my daughter's HR at their school, what they told me was that she is entitled to 30 hours in a week for the funded education now. She is entitled to 30 hours in a week. So it is now left to you. They open from 8 to 5. So it is now left to you to decide what hours you want your children to be, or your child to be coming to school. So I think it is logical though to say, okay, let her be, or let the children be going to school for 6 hours in a day, and that will be maybe 8 o'clock till 2 o'clock, and before you know, you have the whole week that they can go to school. But if you like, you can say let them be going for 8 hours or even 9 hours from 8 to 5. It is completely up to you. So if you do that, you know that within this period, you can easily work. And not only that, by this period, someone can do night while the other person can do day. And because you know quite all right, by the time you come back, you have enough time to rest. By the time your children is at school, you have time to rest and to balance things up. So when you have properly rest, then you can go and pick them up from school. And because of that, you know that things will be balanced. So since you have limited time to make this sacrifice, I think it's worth it. And if I can do it, I believe that you too can do it. Everybody can do it. It's just a matter of proper communication and sacrifice within the family. Nobody cannot make the sacrifice. Where we are coming from in Nigeria, I am way more higher than my wife. But when she told me about this opportunity, this career progress, I said, okay, no problem. I have to support her career, support her mission, and I invested everything that I'm earning on her back home. And as a result of that, when it started materializing, we come together. So even when I'm earning more than her back home in Nigeria, believe me, I still do all these things. At times, as a nurse, she will go to work on Saturdays, Sundays, and during this period, I have no option than to stay with my daughter. So because of that, I still make the sacrifice, despite the fact that I'm earning more than she does back home in Nigeria. So if I can do that when I'm even the one taking care of the responsibility of the house, why can't I do it here? Why can't I make such sacrifice here? It is very, very easy for me to do, but it might not be easy for you. But at this junction, you just have to forget about your ego and pride. Know that teamwork is the only thing that can make the family go further. And once there is teamwork within the two of you, believe me, everything you just realize that is falling in place. And like I said, once there is proper communication and openness within the two of you, the wife is open to the husband is open to the wife. When it comes to the money that is coming in, someone is not trying to hoard the money or trying to say this is my money. When I'm earning more than my wife, I always say this is our money. And now that she's earning more than me, we always say this is our money. So if you can make such balance, then believe me, everything is going to be all right. You are not going to be disturbed or being bothered too much because of the pressure that can come in terms of balancing your work as well as the childcare. So I hope that one way or the other you've learned something in our today's video. In a nutshell, what I'm just saying is that it is possible to make the balance. And how can you make the balance? You can do so by having proper communication and by having self-sacrifice. These are the two ways you can make a balance for the child care as well as your work. If there is proper communication between the two of you, and if there is self-sacrifice, then believe me, every other thing can be achieved. And that is how we come to the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If yes, you do so, then please do subscribe if you have not subscribed. But if you have subscribed, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video again. But if you have not subscribed, kindly do. And I know that by doing so, you are going to profit a lot. You are going to benefit a lot of things. So please just do subscribe, share and like this video so that every other person can also benefit from the information that you are benefiting from. And till the next time that we'll meet again, I'll be seeing again, I say one love.